Hey, what's going on, everybody? 7:59 p.m. If you caught that last video, a few views after I listened to it, I had to redo it because you have to be very careful with your words. Words are very powerful things, and if you say incorrect things that are not your true intention, you sort of got to retract those things. So I'm making another video about the same topic, and being very careful, because words have meaning, and words have are what society's based on, right? Okay. United States, future of the United States. I was just watching X-22 report video, and you know, it's the same type of thing, collapse and everything's going to fall apart, and okay, blah 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 blah. But what, you know, a lot of these individuals are not addressing is what's going to happen after the downturn. What's going to happen after everything grinds to a halt? What's going to happen when everyone realizes that the system that we're living in doesn't work? What's going to happen after that? Okay, well, I'm going to address one of those issues right now. And one of those issues is what's going to happen to the federal government jurisdiction of the United States. Well, federal government jurisdiction in the United States is going to go away. And what we're going to be left in, or what will follow that, are 6 regional areas. And those 6 regional areas will basically be broken down like this: West Coast, North and South; Midwest, North and South; East Coast, North and South. And within those regional areas, within those 6 regional areas, you're going to have small pockets of local areas that are going to function, and they're going to function on a very, very, very local level. And we're going to get back to locality in the United States. There's not going to be a lot of shipping in between these different areas. I'm in Southern California. You got a lot of citrus down here, and citrus is going to stay here. Like if you go to the Midwest, big corn area and cabbage area, whatever, but they have their certain crops. That's what you're going to get over there. You're not going to get a whole lot of it on the West Coast or East Coast, or far away from those distribution centers. Some of it, obviously, but not as much overlap as there is today. And we're going to get back to very basic things. And within these 6 regional areas, one regional area is not going to be able to come into the other regional area and tell them what to do. It's not going to be like the top-down hierarchical structure that you have today, where the federal government basically comes in with a billy club or a tank or a gun and tells everybody what to do in their town. You know, federal government for me in SoCal is 3,000 miles away. That's going to go away. They're not going to be able to come into my town and tell me what to do. It's my town. It's my region. It's my town because I live here. It's our town, meaning my neighbors and all the people around me, because we live here. And that's where the buck's going to stop. The federal government has made a very big mistake, and they've based their system on constant growth. The system can only survive unless you have constant monetary growth. Bad move, motherfucker. Bad move. Yeah, it greases a lot of palms when it's effective, but when it goes into a tailspin, it breaks, and it breaks completely. That's the downfall of it. You cannot base a system on complete, utter, constant growth. What if an area or a region feels like, yeah, we're just going to take a vacation and just get by for the next few decades? What if we just decide on doing that? What if everyone only wants to work 3 hours a day, and we want to go out and have fun and drink beer and have parties and, you know, have powwows and have barbecues and just sort of get by? What if we decide on that? Well, see, that doesn't work in our current system, because our current system is all based on growth. I remember when I first got into college, I was taking my first economics class. I think it was macro, like 101 or 102 or something. And the instructor said, you know, economics is based on more growth, more services, more. more growth, more services, more. And I actually stopped him and asked him after class, and I said, wait a minute. So we have to be in a perpetual growth mode for things to work correctly? And he said, yes. And I thought to myself, I did not say this to him. I said, thank you very much, appreciate your time. But I thought to myself, I said, that's a system that has a major flaw. That's a major flaw, because human personality doesn't work that way. You have to force human personality to do that. That's not their natural characteristic. And sure enough, years later, we've got the downfall. Based on what? What is the downfall based on? It's based on a model that extrapolates and is necessary to live from constant growth, and the system just isn't growing. Now, that's the Achilles heel. So as the breakup happens and as we get going into these 6 different regions, everyone's going to have a lot more. Everyone's going to have a lot more access to resources. We're going to get back to the common man and away from these corporate conglomerates. You know, it's funny because Jay Essex, Mother Evan Essex, said that a buddy of his told him, or one of his, somebody that he came into contact with said, you know, because he's a big overall guy, wears overalls, and he said that his buddy told him, or somebody around him, said men in overalls built this country, men in suits destroyed it. And that is as true as you can get. You can't get any truer than that. I get chills when I repeat it and say it, because it's true to the bone. It cuts you to the bone. It gets right into your core, because that's really what's happening. So as the future rolls on and we progress in this space that we call the United States, you're going to see 6 regional areas pop up, and 6 regional regions become a standard. West Coast, Western United States, North-South. Midwest, North-South. East Coast, North-South. And then also there's going to be small regional areas in between, or inside these larger regional areas. And they're going to work autonomously and independently from one another. And there's going to be a lot of trade in between these 6 regional areas, inside of each one, and minimal trade outside. So look forward to that. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be scared of, and we're all going to be a lot happier, and we're all going to get a lot more. So that's coming. That's the future. 8:07 p.m. and I'm hanging with the extraterrestrials all the time. 5/23/2017. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.